to another edition of Breaking Boomz. Yes, we got a freaking tackle. Not just any tackle, a top shelf, top drawer tackle. Carter Lowe from Toledo Whitmer commits to the Buckeyes on Saturday. Let's get into his profile here. 6'5", 290. 1 second, we got to turn on the old timer. Reset, start, go. All right. 6'5", 290. I've seen him listed as 6'6", 310 on some other recruiting sites, so who knows? But somewhere in that ballpark is probably safe. Again, getting a stud O lineman out of the 419. You had Luke Montgomery in last year's class. Carter Lowe is going to be leading this year's class and getting him in early. I believe that makes 5 top 100 players in this 2025 class out of 7 commits. So Carter was a 9.614, so a very high 4-star. Nationally ranked number 79, number 9 tackle, number 3 player in the great state of Ohio. He had 5 crystal balls to Ohio State that trickled in over the last few weeks. And this is a huge win for Justin Fry. So I think we can kind of take our boot off of his neck for a bit. You know, this is that tackle, you know, even though he's from a couple hours away from Columbus, this is a huge recruiting win for a national prospect. He had offers from SEC teams. He took visits to Georgia. He took, this was also a win over Michigan. Don't let anybody tell you differently. He actually took more visits to the Cheaters than he did to Columbus. And Toledo is much closer to Ann Arbor than Columbus. So this is a win over Michigan, and it's a win nationally. Even though he's from in-state. So again, props to Justin Fry. He spent over a year working on Carter. So let's get into the scouting profile here for Carter Lowe. He's a burly tackle with functional athleticism to live outside in the long run, but appears to possess mass and drive blocking ability to move inside if needed. He plays physical at the point of attack, flashes punch power when pulling around the edge and climbing to the second level. Also displays encouraging pass protection reps with the ability to recover versus a secondary rush. He has adequate knee bend, but gets out over his feet at times and compromises his balance and body control. Perhaps shows better body control and pass pro than in the run game, particularly when on the move. Projects as a major multi-year starter who can come in as an elite tackle. He also played basketball, so he really didn't start playing football till maybe 8th grade, something like that. Also ran track. He was a shot put and discus guy on the track. And played basketball his entire life. So he's got that good footwork, think of a DeJuan Jones, longtime basketball player, was his first love, but utilized that footwork and spacing and body control to become an all, DeJuan Jones was one of those top rookies at right tackle for the Browns. So, Carter Lowe picked Ohio State over a top 5. His top 5 was Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. So legit competition there. In the end, Georgia finished second for his commitment, but OSU led by a substantial margin. And he took his time throughout the process, visited Georgia and Michigan both. And again, this is a win over both of them. But offensive line coach Justin Fry has been spearheading the efforts to land Lowe for months. Carter Lowe said this, quote, "It was for sure the best with Coach Fry. He was the first Big Ten coach that ever reached out, and we talk pretty often. He's super easy to talk to. He actually reminds me a lot of my offensive line coach at Whitmer. He takes his time to get to know his players, and he's also really intense." He continues, he puts a lot of time in with me, and I liked how he coached me. For him to treat me that way as a recruit can only imagine that that was not a burp. Uh, I can only imagine what it would be like to be one of his actual players. So Carter Lowe is really into the relationship, and that's one of those things that you don't find with every recruit. The old saying is recruiting is about relationships in many cases, but in the NIL era now, it's more rare to find somebody that cares about the relationships from the player point of view. But so yeah, so with Carter Lowe, that makes him one of the most important commits for the 2025 class. His frame can still add 15 to 20 pounds. He's big, athletic, excellent feet, and that foot speed can be used in pulling situations, to get out and get in front of a running back. His film is what you'd expect to see from an Ohio State level lineman. But unlike a lot of high school tackles, there's actually a bit more polish to his game in pass pro than run blocking right now. According to his offensive line coach at Whitmer, Eric Brown, he said last year's been a huge leap for Carter. He said, quote, Carter has been beating expectations this past year. His knowledge and understanding of football has improved tremendously. He's playing with more confidence, and it shows. Coach Brown continued, he is also always working on his craft. You can find him in the morning lifting weights and on the weekends working on pass sets. He wants to be great and is willing to work every day for it. So the Buckeyes don't usually rely on offensive linemen to play early. That's rare. We did see it from Luke Montgomery last year a little bit. But next fall is going to be an opportunity for the 2025 signees to make a name for themselves. Lowe is going to enroll early at Ohio State, so almost a year from now, he'll be on campus and ready to go. He's already physically close to ready for college football. He has no physical issues or injury history, so that's great. And he's got the potential to be a high-round NFL draft pick if he develops as expected with the Buckeyes. So back to the class here, the 2025 class, the Buckeyes working hard for over a year on Carter Lowe. He's the best offensive line prospect in Ohio since Paris Johnson. That was class of 2020. So 5 years between in-state top flight offensive linemen. So props to Fry and the staff for this win. A little bit on Ryan Day as well. So he joins Tavian St. Clair, Eli Lee as the best Ohio players in the cycle so far that have committed. He's also going to go after some of these national guys like David Sanders, Douglas Utu, Micah DeBose, Mason Short, Josh Petty, Avery Gatch from up in Michigan. So the Buckeyes will sign at least 3 tackles in this class. So with Lowe and 1 or 2 of the national names, it'd be a great haul for Justin Fry to get a high 4-star with Lowe already, and then you can take some big swings nationally and hopefully land 2 more. And then you probably need 1 or 2 interior guys also. So all in all, it's probably going to be a 4-man class. How that divides up, we'll see, but 3 tackles is going to be necessary. So all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, no Sunday night show. We made an executive decision here in the 11th hour. Apologies if you're looking forward to that. I just figure everybody's going to be watching the NFL games and crap. So no show tonight. We will be back next Friday and Sunday, though. All right. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.